What's up, Facebook? What's up? So I am here. You guys know me, Jerry Von Banks, and this is my King Banks. Um, I am here because we have been debating for, look, almost 2 weeks. It's tryout season. It's basketball tryout season. And, we're wrapping up some football as well. And so he and I are debating on um, what to what to look for when you are selecting a team. And so, we ran into some challenges with some teams in the past and recently, and we're kind of going back and forth about what to look for when selecting a team, because I have my personal things that I look for when I'm selecting a team, and he has his, from a dad perspective, he has his own things that he looks for when selecting a team. So, we'll just kind of go back and forth. Like I have like 5 things that I'm really, really looking for when I'm selecting a team. So I'll let you go first. What you looking for?
Mm. First of all, probably just doing a little. I would research the team first. Maybe ask some guys I know, whether it be parents from other teams, friends, coaches. I might even ask kids. You know, what were their experiences with the team, and then I might go to a couple practices. I might go to a practice, see how the coach interacts with the kids. The skill of the kids, is everybody getting worked with? There's a lot of kids standing around, stuff like that.
And I guess that's good, but from a mama perspective, I look at like who I'm gonna be sitting with in the stands. I want to know who I'm sitting with in the stands. Is there a lot of ignorantness? Is that a word? Is there a lot of ignorantness? Because, like, we've been in this AAU thing, y'all. We've been in this basketball thing and the football thing for years. And so there are some challenges in the stands. There's some issues in the stands that, we as parents deal with. So I want to know how many fights the team has had in the season. Is that important?
No, not really.
Well, not. If am I gonna deal with ignorant? Am I gonna deal with hood? They be fighting. What I want to know.
It's more about the kids. I mean, any team you go to, it's gonna be some kind of drama, whether it's big or small. You're gonna deal.
Not ignorantness. Yes, Chris, is that a word?
It's not a word. I mean, you're gonna deal with parents. You never know what kind of personality you're gonna get with the different parents on the team. It might be a team that had no issues in the years before, but this year they might got a new parent that's kind of crazy. So you never know what you're getting into. You can't really go by what the parents are like. That's not nothing. You're looking for a team for your child. How you want your child to improve, get his skills up, be ready to play school ball,
right?
Make the team play varsity ball, whatever level they're on.
Okay, I get that. I get that. But here's the thing: with basketball and especially AAU, we meet these parents. We're with them from January all the way through the end of July, early August. Every weekend, Monday night practice, Tuesday night practice, Thursday night practice, and then all day Saturday, all day Sunday, you're with these parents. I want to know. I want to know them. I want to have a good understanding, or there fights in the stands, or there fights in the crowd. What's going on? I mean, so that's you have to be able to bond with these with the parents that are there. And then another big thing for me is yes, that's true, Sharon. An organization has to set a standard, and so that's a good question to ask. Does the organization set standards for parents? And I'm gonna go back to what was it, 8 years ago when we was with the Cowboys? 8 years ago with the Cowboys, Sharon, Tony, Big Fletcher, they set standards for the parents. We had rules. And, even with the Hornets, we have a parent contract that our parents have to sign and fill out as well, the coaches as well. But the organization has to definitely set a standard. But you have those organizations that, while they might set a standard, there are still some challenges. There are still some issues. And so, you want to learn that history. You want to know that history before you even go there. But another thing that I was going to say is parental involvement. That's key. That's a big thing for me because as a mom that is very active in AAU, we end up, sometimes, and not just D1 Hornets, but other teams that we've been on, football teams that we've been on. You end up picking up kids. You end up, they end up staying weekends. You end up having them all day, feeding them, and so if you have parents that are not involved, then that leaves a lot on the other parents that are there, that are active, that are helping in the team. So parental involvement is very important. And then, like Sharon said, standards. That should be a standard. But how do you make parents get involved?
It's not necessarily up to you. I mean, your job is to get your child to practice, make sure he's learning, getting better. What's going on with the other parents? I don't feel like I have to worry about that.
Yeah.
That's nothing I have to worry about.
I get that. I get that. But if you, the parent, that's gonna end up helping and doing, and not that it is a problem, but there's been times, years back where we've had kids, or we've dealt with kids that we had for 6-7 months. Yes, I made it a priority to go meet the parents, but then after that, you don't see the parent anymore. So there has to be some sort of parental involvement in some point.
So, like I say, year to year, you never know what parents you get. In some years, you might get a team like this past year. We had a team, our younger team, our 9U and 10U. We had a team where probably 95% of the team parents were involved. Whereas the other 4 teams we might have had maybe like 20%. So it just varies. Sometimes you're gonna have a good set of parents, sometimes that's involved. Sometimes you're not. And then sometimes you got to look at, you got parents that work, and they work the hours that you have practice. They work overnight. So sometimes you're gonna have to deal with that.
There's a difference. There's a difference in parents that work, and there's a difference in parents that you've seen their faces and have met them. Seen them more than once or twice. Right. There's a huge difference in that, and I understand, my parents that are working, and that is important because you're out there, you're taking care of the house, you're taking care of the family, and there's a lot of single mothers that are out there doing that too. But, at the end of the day, me as a mother, I want to know who got my kids. I want to know, who I'm entrusting my children to, and Darion Gray says, we're a startup program in South Arkansas. What can we do to get our kids' parents more involved?
Probably give them a job. Give them like team, like have your team moms, or have the dads help volunteer with maybe helping you out during practice during training or shooting drills or whatever. Just and have steady contact with them. That's one thing. You have to be in steady contact with the parents.
Another thing to that is, getting them involved, but also, talking to the parents, meeting the parents, and adding an element. And one thing that we've done over the years, we added an element of community service. I think community service is very important for the organization. It's important for the kids to learn compassion and how to treat people, especially in this society of this social media where our children are becoming desensitized to so many things. So when you involve parents from the standpoint of community service and helping out and showing them things, that gives them a better a sense of purpose. It gives the parents a sense of purpose. It gives the child a sense of purpose, that I'm a part of something, that we believe in something more than just playing basketball. And so that is important. Some of the things that we've done, Darion, is we played bingo at the nursing home. We passed out Valentine cards at the nursing home. We fed the homeless. So those are just like some ideas of things to like have the parents get involved in as a sense of community. And when you do that, you create like an element of family. You create like an element of family. Hamza Mughal, hi, how are you? Glad that you're watching us from Pakistan. And I saw that you wanted to join our live. That's nice and sweet, but no. Maybe the next one. Maybe the next one. So what else? What else are some of the things that you look for when selecting a team?
One thing I look for is the other kids on the team, maybe their skill level, because I don't want to. Sometimes some teams that my kids have played for, my son might have been like head, way over, not over skilled, but there's a big gap between his skill level and another kid's skill level. He might be way over the next top kid's skill level. But I would want my son to play on a team where all the kids are up to, or he's close to his level. Not that he's a superstar or anything like that, but because you want your kid doing practice. My main thing is practice. The games you at the game for maybe football game maybe 2 hours, basketball game it could be all day, but during the game time they're gonna be playing for 30, 40 minutes. So they're not getting much work during the game. You're getting all your work in at practice. So if your child is going against kids with less skill level than him during practice, it's hard for him to push himself. But if he's going against kids that are up to par with him, he's going to have to push himself to get better. That's going to motivate him to shoot for a starting spot rather than already knowing, I'm gonna be starting anyway, playing most of the game. You always want your kid to be challenged.
That's a good point. And so I think those are all really good points. Like both of us, I think we had some really good points. Even though my ignorance, I think that's on my top 5. That's like my top one. Just my personal thing. It's just my personal thing. And I know the organization needs to set standards, and that's important. But okay, so let's go to when you have selected a team, and you've made the team, and you are part of the team, and then you run into challenges. You run into issues. There's drama in the team, or there's issues in the organization from the standpoint of disorganization, poor leadership. How do you deal with those challenges? What are some of the things that you can do when you're dealing with that?
It's a lot of that is out of your control. It's really up to you whether you want to stick it out with the team. I try to be loyal to whatever team I'm with. So whether it's issues, within the team, within the organization, I try to, as long as it's not bringing any harm to my child, I'm gonna stick it out at least for that season, and then maybe the next season I might, start looking for another team. But it's like I said, it's always gonna be issues no matter what team you go to. Either they're gonna be right there in your face, or they might be behind the scenes issues, and you might just see little rumblings, little warning signs to let you know, hey, I need to be on the lookout. Maybe looking for another team, or just watching them a little bit closely.
How do you, from a Houston Hornets perspective, how do you try to mitigate and minimize the amount of issues that your parents see?
I try to I think we do a good job. Me and the coaches, pretty much, if we have any problems, keeping everything in house. If anybody have any issues with each other, we talk it out. I think like our first year, we had a lot of it was our first year starting up, and we had I went all out. I had a whole board, president, vice president, secretary, all of that, treasurer, all of that, and it ends up a lot of times you end up with a lot of egos. Egos is the main thing that can destroy organizations and programs. So as long as you can minimize all of that with the egos, and when doing that, you got to choose the right people. That's the main thing. I chose people that I thought I had been around. The kids had been playing for me for a while with another team, and I thought it'll work out. But stuff happens. But it's all for the better. Everybody else, I think all of those people that I had problems with, they're doing they're off doing their own thing. Everybody's doing good. I don't have no issues with anyone.
I think what you said is a key to that is learning from some of those challenges and making sure that they're lessons and not, you pull from it, you learn from it, and you move on. Darion said, our biggest issue is money. Not many seem to want to truly invest in their children, and that is a problem across the board, not just in basketball that we deal with, but football and any other sport that we've ever been involved in. That is a challenge.
That's probably number one when you, especially if you're trying to start your own team, is money. There's fundraisers. That's probably the main thing. Trying to get sponsors. Pretty much that's it. You can do. I mean, and a lot of times the main thing that I come across is the kids with the most skill level, the best skill level, their parents. They not involved. They really don't want to, dish out any money. So you end up maybe, still taking them kids in, and then you coming out of your pocket, trying to, keep these kids, playing ball or whatever, whether it's football or basketball. And that's what, those issues come arise. I think the biggest money maker that I've found out as far as for an organization, for a team, is trying to host a tournament. I think that's probably the best thing you can do is try to host a tournament, get a bunch of teams in, to go in with you and play in your tournament, and you make your money off of that, and that's you can put that money back inside, back into your organization.
No, hosting tournaments is very, very lucrative when you're trying to start off. And we generally host a tournament each year, and so we've seen that has helped us throughout the season as well.
And the best way to I know it's your first year, so or y'all just starting out, and you might not have a bunch of contact with teams. So what I did, a lot of tournament directors, they would send out group texts to all these different teams to say, y'all come play in our tournament, y'all come play in our tournament, y'all come play in this tournament. So what I would do, all those group texts, I would go through every single number and text these different teams back and be like, okay, what's your name, what team you're with, and I have a whole collection of teams over the years. So that's how I got my whole list of teams that I reach out to when I host tournaments. Even though I hadn't hosted that many, but when I do, it's not too hard to get 40, 50 teams.
And same thing with emails. You're on that email distribution list. Make sure you recycle that email as well.
And when you're playing against teams in tournaments, you see different coaches. You just exchange numbers.
So, any other questions? Anything else you want to point out?
As far as like
picking a team.
You might a cost. Cost is like another. That's probably 1A. It's cost. You got some teams.
$1,500.
They vary. Some teams charge you $1,500, $2,000. Some teams might charge you $500, $600, $700. It just all depends. And with that, it's just all about what do you want out of the team. If you spend $1,500, you're probably gonna be doing a lot of traveling. If you're able to do all that travel, you got the $1,500, and they're gonna get your child, a lot of exposure. Go for it. But if you don't have a lot of money, I don't see nothing wrong with paying, $500, $600, $700, $800 for to play on the team. But some parents don't even want to do that. So some parents think, well, my son's gonna play school ball, so I don't need to play AAUs / summer basketball. So
and it's a whole different ball game. We saw the difference between Joshua playing school ball and Joshua playing AAU ball. It's like night and day. Yeah. So we are gonna wrap up, guys. Our debate on what to look for when selecting a team kind of just turned into just some advice and feedback on just the overall running the team. And go ahead, then. Go ahead.
One more thing, when you choose the team, you got to be realistic about your child and where he's at. Is he ready to play summer basketball, AAU basketball, or is he still on the developmental level? Because our kids are not ready to play AAU / summer basketball, select basketball, whatever you want to call it. Some kids, they skill level not there, and then you got some of these kids, some of these high school kids, parents think their kids are the next LeBron James, but they're not. Your son is 6'1", and he playing center and he good, or you think he's good, but when he goes to this next level playing on these shoe sponsored teams, 6'1" or 6'2" center, you're not you're not getting nothing done.
So, cool. Yeah, Darian says that's what's so crazy. We travel pretty locally, 5 hours at the most. Dallas and Memphis, we only charge $150. It and a traveling team. Wow, that's really
That's
really
low.
low. I think you need to definitely raise your registration fee, because you have to really consider the travel costs. You have to consider, and when you're traveling, you have to consider hotel, uniforms, all the admin stuff, and that 150 per child is very, very low, unless you're in like a league or something like that. So you definitely want to sit down, put your budget together, put your tournaments together, because you're paying per entry fee per tournament that you attend, and generally they range from like $200 to $400, just depending on what type of what level the tournament is. So it's important that you put your budget together for the year. Like right now we're working on 2018 calendar. Well, he working on 2018 calendar. I ain't doing nothing, but he working on the 2018 calendar for what we're gonna do for the Hornets. And just knowing like the tournaments that we generally get in, the cost that we generally pay to get in them, and whether we're going to incorporate some traveling tournaments as well, then we have to consider a budget, because for so many years, a lot of it came out of our house. A lot of the money came out of our house. And Darian, I bet that's what you're doing. A lot of it is coming out of your pocket, your house. And then when you do that, look, there's some problems in the house. There's some problems in the marriage. So, if there's thousands and thousands of dollars that's coming out of your house to cover this AAU team, you need to really rethink. You need to really consider some fundraisers, consider some other ways to get funds in, especially sponsors. If you need, if you have a 501c3, and you need help writing a sponsorship letter, just inbox me and I'll give you some insight on how to do that.
Yeah, you don't want to be coming out your pocket. It's not
Learn
worth it,
the hard way.
It'll wear you down after a while. Keep study coming out of your pocket, paying for tournaments, paying for uniforms, gym time. That stuff will wear down on you. So I would recommend trying to get some sponsors, raising your fees. And sometimes you got to go. Sometimes I had to learn from a couple of my buddies that have teams. Rodney Wynn, he's a good friend of mine. He let me know, hey man, you can't save everybody. Sometimes you got to pick the kids that can, the parents and the kids that can afford to pay. You can't save everybody. You can try to, but it's gonna wear down on you after a while.
And we've tried to for years. So, but guys, you have heard all of this straight from the banks, and so these are just some tips and tools. Initially, our kind of disagreement on how we pick a team, even though we got some challenges that we're facing right now, but we're gonna get through them with the team. What's up, Astrid? I see you, lady. And so Darian, yes, most definitely inbox me. And awesome, thank you. He said our program is a huge inspiration. Keep up the great work. These live videos are a good thing, so I will definitely continue doing them. Thank you. You have just been our inspiration to continue to do some more. So if there's any other questions that you have, anything that you want us to kind of chime in on, let me know, and he and I will put something together. So I am, again, Jerry Von Banks, founder of Life in the Paint. Life in the Paint is a basketball mom sisterhood. We have over 200 moms in our sisterhood right now. We just wrapped up an event, got some other cool things that we're working on. It's a partnership between youth basketball moms and some NBA moms, and so I'm just super excited about everything that's going on with Life in the Paint. And this is my husband, King Dion Banks, and he is...
Oh, I'm president / coach of the Houston D1 Hornets. I've been around for a while, but my team's been around, maybe it's like our third year, going on our third year. We've got like 4 or 5 teams, working on the 6th team. Follow me on Facebook, Houston Hornets, Instagram, Houston D Hornets, Twitter, Houston D1 Hornets. Follow us. We're trying to do something good for the kids, make it big for them, and just do our thing.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into our debate / tips and tools. If you have any questions, inbox me, and we'll touch base with you guys in a week.